Hi guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to install WebLogic. So let's go ahead and install in the first method. The first method I'm going to show you of WebLogic installation is from the GUI method. Through this GUI method, you can also invoke another method of installation, which I'll tell you while we progress with this video. To install your WebLogic in the GUI method, the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you have Java installed. In the previous video, we have installed Java, and when I run Java version, you can see that Java is popping up with 11 version. Now, do remember that WebLogic installation for specific versions of WebLogic requires specific versions of Java. If you are trying to install Java, if you're trying to run the jar file with a different version of Java, there could be some exceptions if the Java doesn't support. So do remember, you need to understand the version. So it's always good to refer the documentation from Oracle and see what exactly is the version which is supposed to be used for that particular version of WebLogic. So to trigger the installation, you can go ahead. You can call the directory of Java from opt bin Java, and then you can run the option called jar, and then you can run the file name over here. So this is gonna start the installation. This is one method, but then as we have exported the path, so you don't really have to call the full one. So you can just directly run Java jar and then the jar file name. Now this may take a little bit of time. As it extracts, it will also verify whether your system has the requirements for the WebLogic installation to proceed the GUI mode, and then it launches the GUI mode installation. Now do remember, the GUI mode is only possible because you're using MobiXterm. MobiXterm has the X Windows support, which means that you're gonna have the X Windows launched when you are using MobiXterm. As you can see that here, the first option is to set your inventory directory. It is always recommended that you should provide an inventory directory, as you know that the installation is going to be centralized. So which means that inventory directory is going to have some supportive softwares in case if you're planning to upgrade, patch, or anything like that in the future, it's going to hold those status and the inventory. So it is always recommended that you should give it the same path where you're going to install your basic WebLogic. So here I'm giving the folder of user1 apps and then Aura inventory. I'll copy paste this also on your document as well in the code section on GitHub, so you can refer the basic setup and installation. So it should have that under the installation location. I've put this one as well. That is the first part, which is in Oracle inventory. Yeah, so I have got that one for you on the path over here. And the operating system user, we are going to give the group name here. I'm going to give WLS. That's the one which we created for this purpose, so we're just going to give it that. When you click OK, it's going to start up the installation wizard for your WebLogic. Now do remember, the options remains more or less the same, irrespective if you're going to go as a command line installation or your script-based installation. So more or less whatever it's going to ask over here will be asked everywhere else. All right, next the point towards the second step, which is the welcome page. In the welcome page, you can actually read what exactly is the version you're planning to install, what software is going to be installed, and what are the any documentation is available. These are documentation external links goes to the Oracle website. Click on next to proceed, or you can click on this icon itself directly. So here, auto updates, we are skipping the auto updates. So for example, if you want auto updates to be enabled, you need to make sure you enter the username and password. And if you have a proxy server to connect to the internet, because sometimes servers cannot connect to the internet directly, so you can use proxy settings. But then in a production environment, none of the proxy blah 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 doesn't exist. You may have to download the patches, copy the patches to the server, and get them installed. This is a normal procedure. Click on next, and here is the location where you're planning to install Bracknell WebLogic. So here, just remove your home folder and go to user1 apps Oracle WebLogic. So this is the Oracle home. So do remember this path. I will put it on the GitHub page as well. So just go under for that. You can also see some feature set installed at Oracle Home. If you just click on View, as of now, it's a new directory, so there's no feature settings installed. So you can also come up with the same page when you are upgrading your Fusion middleware or you're adding any new features. So that time you can also see this feature set over here. So it will already show you what are the features which is already installed, but as this is a fresh installation, you will not find anything over here at this time. Click on next, and what do you want? So it's basically a installation selection. So you can install WebLogic Server Just or Coherence only. So that's an option given for you, or complete with example. So it's going to install WebLogic as well as Coherence. Coherence is your cache server, so which we will talk later. I don't think it's going to be part of our training, but then yeah, just let's talk about that later. Now, complete with examples is going to have some examples also. You can see server example and Coherence example is also going to be part of it. When you install just the WebLogic, you won't get the examples over here. So let's just go with complete with examples and click on next. Do remember this version of WebLogic or anything like 12c uses OPatch. That's what something which you can see over here. So OPatch is the one. The BSU update is another. Previous versions were using it like WebLogic 9 and stuff. But then that got migrated to OPatch. So that's basically what this is going to use. And then this checks the requirements of your system, like for example, your Java requirements for your WebLogic to run, operating system requirements for your WebLogic to run. So likewise, it is just looking at those requirements over here. And when you click on next, you will see the complete, row selection you have made so far. Now, do remember, as I told you, there is a response file over here, which actually, uses another method of installation. So I'm going to select this as response -GUI. So this, why I'm saying it as -GUI is because you can actually export when you're doing in the command line method, you can also export the response file for those selections which you have made. So that's easy for you to run the silent installation method. So that's the reason why I'm saying in GUI. So that time I will save it as -CLI. Okay, so that, you'll see that there are two separate files for each installation. So click on save and click on install, and this is going to install our WebLogic. So this is going to take a little bit of time, not so much. But once this is completed, I'll be uninstalling WebLogic, and then on the next video, we will see the command line installation, and after that, using the repository method. Response file method. We will look at it. I'll pause the video and pause it once this is completed. So the installation has been completed, and you can see the view log to check the log of the installation. So you can see that there is no error or exception while the installation proceeded. You can also click on view messages, and you can see what actually has happened towards the installation. Now click on next, and you can actually get the final summary of your installation. And when you just when you just click on finish, it's going to start up your quick start configuration wizard. But we don't need that right now, so just click on finish. So the installation of WebLogic has been completed. The WebLogic right now is installed and user 1 apps, Oracle middleware, Oracle Home. Within that, you have the complete installation of WebLogic. So now you cannot actually operate WebLogic at this moment. You need to create a domain. And through domain only, you can actually operate WebLogic, as in you can deploy applications to WebLogic and do any activity when you have the domain created. On the next couple of videos, we will see different methods of installing WebLogic, and then we will directly go to the domain, and we will try to understand what's a domain and how we are going to install a domain. We're going to create a domain and work with the domain. Thank you again for your patience. In the next video, I'll be removing WebLogic and doing the second method of installation. You guys have a nice day. I'll see you on the next video.